Thank you very much. The relationship between Kenya and France is a relationship between friends. And France has interests in Kenya, and Kenya has interests in a relationship with France. And I have said this is a relationship that has been built since our independence. France has been our friend. It's among the first countries to recognize Kenya's independence, and they have walked with us that journey ever since. And therefore, we have relationships with other countries, we have relationships with other partners, but the relationship with France is special. Special because there is a very personal relationship between President Macron, myself, and Kenya. And that relationship has earned us the place where we are today, the first summit signaling a shift to a broader, much more inclusive relationship with Africa, recalibrated with the understanding of respect for sovereignty, being a relationship that is mutually beneficial, and a relationship that recognizes Africa's position and priorities is what we are having here. And President Macron chose Kenya because of that very special relationship. And number two, is because we have a robust development program between France and Kenya. France has supported our energy generation. France has supported health issues in our country, transport issues in our nation. We've just signed off education, a robust education program that will cover our universities and our TVETs, very well aligned with the priorities of my administration and the priorities of Vision 2030, Kenyan Vision. On the airport, we have agreed on what to do in the airport space. We have agreed on what to do on agriculture space, smart agriculture. We share very common positions on the reform of the international financial architecture. I have taken time to brief my brother, President Macron, on the National Infrastructure Fund, a mechanism we established recently, and how they can participate so that we can leverage more resources. And I'm truly grateful that he has offered to work with us and work with the Africa Development Bank, which I met early today, to assist at TD, which is our insurance facility, so that mechanisms such as the National Infrastructure Fund, which targets Kenya's development, can be assisted to leverage private sector resources, pension resources, insurance resources, crowding in with other partners so that we can have adequate resources to run our development program. And therefore, this Africa-French Summit and the bilateral relations between Africa and France speaks to Kenya's transformation, because the tenets and the aspirations of the summit and the relationship between France and Kenya, and the relationship between President Macron and myself are very key to unlocking the potential for us to be able to drive our development. And I have briefed my brother, President Macron, on matters to do with transport and logistics, energy, and agricultural transformation. You have been following what I have been canvassing in Kenya, and those are the three primary areas of investment that we are targeting if we are to move Kenya to a first world country. On transport and logistics, you've already seen, are very key to unlocking the potential for us to be able to drive our development. And I have briefed my brother, President Macron, on matters to do with transport and logistics, energy, and agricultural transformation. You have been following what I have been canvassing in Kenya, and those are the three primary areas of investment that we are targeting if we are to move Kenya to a first world country. On transport and logistics, you've already seen the signing of the agreement on the rail, the commuter rail in Nairobi, the discussions we've had on the airport, the discussions we've had on the port of Mombasa and other ports. That speaks to my first pillar of transport and logistics. You've also heard that we are leveraging on France's technology and long-term engagement with nuclear energy. You heard President Macron say 75% of their energy is nuclear energy, save nuclear energy. And this is a program they have engaged in since the Second World War. Therefore, Kenya is going to benefit from France's understanding of nuclear energy as I drive the transformation of our country. You know very well, I have said, we need to generate 10,000 megawatts of energy in the next 7 years. And one of the interventions is going to be in nuclear energy as we expand our generation in geothermal, hydro, wind, and solar. And finally, on matters to do with the agricultural transformation, I'm very happy that our tea farmers will soon be getting better prices from their purple tea and all the other farmers in that space. I'm very happy with the agreement that has been signed. But I've also explained to President Macron that there exists investment opportunities in our dam construction because we now have a water purchase agreement for commercial water. And we are looking at companies from France that can work with us on the construction of the 50 mega dams that I have announced so that we can take the transformation of Kenya in the right direction.